amazing things out there. You can also get the elote, the corn in a cup. The asada tacos are rocking, all the flavor out there. It is just a wonderful spot to go check out. All the tortillas made fresh from the local tortilleria. And I tell you what, corn, flour, it doesn't matter which one you get. They're both delicious. They're also making lemonade from scratch. Get out to Eagle Pass and try these tacos. Get fresh out the trompo al pastor and loaded strawberry horchata plus so many sweet treats at Taquitos del Jefe on the south side of San Antonio. This food truck park features one of the best food trucks in the city. This spot right here, Taquitos del Jefe, has great al pastor, strawberry horchata. They also sell candies and they have birria tacos as well. And these things loaded up with flavor, so tender. The jalapenos, the onions, fresh aguas frescas out there. And all the sweet treats, they have fruit cups, mini pancakes loaded up, loaded mangonadas at their dessert truck. But I'm telling you, these tacos are where it's at. They have so many different options that you can choose from, including their big taco, which is a little bit of everything. The ceviche is over the top. Address on the screen. Go check them out. Plus, they have a brand new Pollos Asados truck. Check this place out. The Jefe Parrillada. This place is rocking as well. Go check them out.
Good Monday morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Justin Horn with a look at your mid-morning forecast. And we've started off very cloudy and chilly with some wind chills, and we're going to continue to see that. It's not going to warm up very much today. Clouds will likely hold most of the day. There is a small chance for a sprinkle or two, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. High temperatures only around 50. We've been stuck in the 40s for several hours now. And you look at the futurecast here, a couple showers off and on through about 2 o'clock, and then we'll see things clear out tomorrow. So it'll be much warmer on your Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday's another day where we're going to have a cold front slide through. It gets cold again, and we've got showers and maybe even a couple storms around. So some slightly better rain chances there on Thursday. Just know it'll be chilly and potentially damp. So 50 today, 59 tomorrow, 61 Wednesday. There's your warm up. But then 46 Thursday, 60% chance of rain, small chance Friday morning. And then
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
Well, new at noon, we now know the name of the man who is accused of shooting and killing a 46-year-old man on the far north side.
This is 22-year-old Salim Ben Abidi. He was arrested and charged with murder. The shooting happened Saturday night at an apartment complex on Patricia Drive. Police say the two men were arguing when Abidi pulled out a gun and fired. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. Abidi ran to a nearby residence, but was later found by the Street Crimes Unit and SWAT team. Abidi is now in jail in a $350,000 bond.
Well, the man accused of shooting United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is in a New York City court today for a key hearing. Luigi Mangione faces charges in the crime that happened almost a year ago.
This week's hearing will decide what evidence the jury can see during the trial. As ABC's Rena Roy reports, Mangione's defense team wants to block prosecutors from using important evidence police found when he was arrested.
1 year after prosecutors say Luigi Mangione assassinated United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Midtown Manhattan, the 27-year-old is back in court, this time for a hearing in New York State Supreme Court that will determine what evidence will be shown to the jury in his state murder trial. His defense team is hoping to limit the use of key evidence, including the alleged murder weapon, a 3D printed gun, silencer, and a journal that was allegedly found in his backpack when he was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania, just days after the killing. I finally feel confident about what I will do, Mangione allegedly wrote in that journal, saying the target is insurance. It checks every box. Mangione's arrest is expected to be central to this hearing, with defense attorneys arguing police searched his bag without a warrant and that detectives extensively questioned him before reading him his Miranda rights 20 minutes into their interrogation, according to timestamps from this body camera footage.
Imagine going to trial with none of the contents of that bag, right? it becomes a much more difficult case for the prosecution, a much stronger one for the defense.
But the Manhattan District Attorney's Office defending the lawfulness of the arrest and search. Prosecutors expected to argue that the evidence would have inevitably been recovered during the discovery process ahead of trial. Mangione is facing second-degree murder charges among a slew of other charges. He's also facing a separate criminal case at the federal level. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges against him. Now, if convicted in state court, Mangione faces a potential life sentence, and he could face the death penalty in his federal case. No date has been set for either trial. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Taking a look outside with live cam, is that the degree? 43 degrees.
Yeah, 43
Sarah.
degrees. And as you can see, we've got some mist and drizzle out there at the airport. Visibility a lot lower because of those areas of mist. But the mist is starting to move out. Let's go ahead and take a look at the authority radar. I went ahead and turned up the intensity here because mist and drizzle is very difficult to see on the radar. But you can see that over the last hour or so, we've had some of that mist. Now, most of that drizzle is now east of San Antonio towards Church, Seguin, Lavernia, and New Braunfels, but it is going to continue to be a chilly day. Take a look at the satellite picture here. It's interesting because depending on where you live, you're seeing completely different weather. So misty and drizzly around San Antonio, showers and even a few storms out near Houston and Galveston. And the sun is starting to pop out at Del Rio and Eagle Pass. And so as we look at the current temperatures, this reflects this. It's starting to warm up out near Del Rio where it's in the 50s, but we're staying steady in the low to mid 40s around San Antonio. And you could see that over the next several days, we're going to be looking at temperatures well below the average of 67, and then another front arrives that allows for temperatures to fall into the 40s for highs on Thursday. Hey, coming up, we were talking about how molds were high yesterday. I've got to look at the pollen count and rain chances with that upcoming front in just a bit.
All right, thank you so much, Sarah. A man is recovering after being shot over the weekend, allegedly attempting to break into someone's car twice. This happened around noon on Sunday on Culebra Road. Police say the suspect was trying to get into a car when the owner of the car saw him and shot him. That suspect drove away in a white pickup, blowing out a tire, and that's when police say he tried to steal another car at a nearby gas station and was eventually caught. Right now, we're working to find out the suspect's condition. SAPD says the car's owner who pulled the trigger is not facing any charges right now, but is refusing to cooperate with the investigation.
Well, San Antonio neighborhood starting to feel normal again after a night neighbors say they won't forget.
52-year-old Bobby Rocha locked himself inside a home, sparking a 6-hour standoff Saturday night. Eventually, he did come out with his hands up, and now he's facing charges, including aggravated assault.
Rosario Oates spoke with people who saw it all unfold.
It was just kind of like scary.
About 5 o'clock, I walked out of my house. I saw a few police officers.
Janie and Michael are just two of the neighbors who watched San Antonio police and SWAT surround this home on the west side on Saturday. It happened on Cincinnati Avenue near Stonegate Drive. Police initially got a call for an assault happening. When police arrived, the victim got out of the home, but the suspect barricaded himself inside.
You could tell they were all black vehicles, and I figured either a SWAT team or something. I said, oh my God, this is really serious.
After 6 hours of negotiating, a man now identified as Bobby Rocha walked out of the home. Rocha was arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and obstruction or retaliation. In the affidavit we obtained, police say that Rocha pointed a brown revolver at his roommate after the roommate accidentally let his animals loose and couldn't find one of them. Neighbors said they were worried, but glad the situation ended without anyone getting hurt.
I just didn't want another Miss Beta situation, mentally ill, and I was just like, I was afraid that might transpire, being that that's the reason it's out there.
It was very interesting to see, the hostage negotiation short van come in. They were using drones.
Bobby, you need to come outside so Yolanda can stop worrying.
I tried to speak with a person outside of the home this situation happened at, but they didn't want to talk.
We have no comment.
Police say they believe Rocha is related to the victim who initially called police about the assault. Violence Prevention Health Program Manager Erica Lee says family violence specifically does tend to rise during the holidays.
November and December, our crisis response team and our local community partners see an uptick in cases between those months. And right now, it's about a 25% increase already.
If you or someone you know is in a domestic violence situation, you can scan the QR code on your screen for access to resources. Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
14 charges. That's how many charges a driver faces after 6 children were hurt in a crash on Friday afternoon.
Well, 31-year-old Brittany Winston crashed into a pole after going 20 miles over the speed limit on Benz-Engelman Road. So according to San Antonio police, none of the 6 children in the car were wearing seatbelts. One child is in critical condition.
Winston has been booked on 2 counts of intoxication assault, 6 counts of injury to a child, and 6 counts of aggravated assault.
The holiday shopping season kicked off with Black Friday, and now today, Cyber Monday, why most stores are still seeing some challenges.
And Christmas tree shopping might be a little different this year for some people. Why they're choosing to buy the real trees instead of the artificial ones.
Via Metro hosting a job fair today and also offering some free bus rides. What you need to know before you head out and how you can book a ride for free.
Happening today, Via is hosting a job fair at the Via Metro Center on San Pedro Avenue. They are looking for bus drivers, mechanics, transit security, and much more. Via says prospective bus drivers should be at least 21 years old, have 3 years of driving experience, and have good people skills. The fair runs from 3 to 7 p.m.
And speaking of Via, they are offering fare-free rides today in observance of Rosa Parks Day. So buses will also be shining their headlights throughout the day in honor of Parks' legacy. So this goes for all bus, Via Trans, and Via Link trips.
Well, today is World AIDS Day, and the Metropolitan Health District is hosting a remembrance walk at the Woodlawn Point Center.
So the event will honor those who have lost their lives to AIDS-related illness, support people living with HIV, and raise awareness about HIV prevention, testing, and treatment.
The Remembrance Walk kicks off at 6 p.m. Then at 6:20, there will be a reading of World AIDS Day proclamation as well as an address. After that, people can join a reception where red ribbons, flowers, and candles will be available while supplies last.
Look out there with a live cam. Hey, 43 degrees. I mean, we were actually at 44 degrees at 9 a.m. this morning.
Temperatures have come down a little because of that picture out there. We have got drizzle outside in San Antonio at the airport. Now, over the next couple of hours, that drizzle will let up, but still, it's going to be chilly all day long. And the drizzle is probably not good for the allergy count because molds continue to be high. Past 3,000 today, down a little bit from yesterday, but still high. The aquifer, though, it's down 0.2 of a foot. Drizzle is not going to help with the aquifer level by any means. As we take a look at rain chances in the week ahead, we do have increased rain chances on Thursday, all because of a cold front, and it will get very cold tonight. Will your neighborhood see a freeze tomorrow morning? I'll have that answer in just a bit.
Well, holiday shopping is kicking off with a bang. However, retailers are running into some surprise challenges.
Yeah, ABC's Sophie Flay is hearing that they're dealing with a shortage of pennies and fewer shoppers in stores since so many people are shopping online these days.
If Black Friday was any indication, Cyber Monday today could be a blockbuster for retailers. U.S. consumers spent an estimated $11.8 billion online Friday alone. That's a 9.1% increase from last year. Lines may have been long at stores, but the number of people shopping in person continues to dwindle. Foot traffic dropping nearly 4% from last year. One problem for retailers, a new kind of penny pinching.
Production for a single penny has tripled while the demand has plummeted.
The final penny was minted just 3 weeks ago, and Axios reports the national supply is collapsing far faster than expected. Many stores without exact change are rounding down, eating the cost to avoid disputes with customers. Some businesses are asking customers to bring in pennies in exchange for gift cards, saying the pennies phase out was abrupt and came with no guidance from the government. Now the focus turns online to Cyber Monday.
There have been some pretty sizable discounts on things like televisions and laptops.
Experts suggest the best deals are likely to be on laptops, beauty products, and clothing.
Also, just kind of everyday staples. If you need a new charger, if you want to upgrade the power delivery system inside of your car to wireless charging, there are a lot of options available for folks.
And there's a new player in the dash for discounts. More than half of shoppers are expected to use artificial intelligence. Retailers from Target and Walmart to Amazon are teaming up with AI chatbots to help shoppers find the perfect gift at the perfect price. U.S. shoppers are expected to spend more than $14 billion online today, 6% more than last year. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Well, tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, a day to give back, but with so many charities asking for help, it's smart to do a little checking before you hit donate.
A name might sound like a worthy cause, but you want to make sure you're spending money in the right place. So websites like Charity Navigator and the Better Business Bureau's give.org make it easy to compare groups and see how your money is used.
You can also check a charity's own website for information about its mission, the board members, and also the recent financial reports. That kind of transparency means your donation is in good hands. So if you can't find it, that might be a red flag.
And if someone calls, texts, or emails you asking for money, don't feel rushed. Be a little skeptical and do your own research. And of course, you don't have to give money to make a difference. Volunteering your time can be just as powerful.
And volunteering lets you firsthand see how the charities work and also makes your impact even more personal.
Well, we had something personal happen this weekend, didn't we, guys?
We did.
The UT A&M game. And
Yay.
it was Sarah's text message in her defense that said, should we do the bet again?
We are doing a bet. So at KSAT on the noon show, we are house divided. We've got 2 Longhorns and 1 Aggie. And hey, a bet is a bet. And so I must.
Oh my goodness.
I must put on the burnt orange.
She always honors her bets.
This color is.
It looks beautiful on you.
Okay. You look good in everything,
You look
Sarah.
beautiful.
Thank you.
You look beautiful, yes.
I won't make you do a hook 'em horn.
Thank you.
No, we'll do it for you.
I'll do this a little quick. Okay. Okay.
She's a good sport.
Can I take this off now?
Yeah, of course.
Get it off.
It was
for
a
the
good
record.
game, guys. It was a good game. I love a good rivalry. I'm so glad the rivalry is back.
fun.
And all I gotta say is you guys are gonna look really good in maroon next year.
We're also wearing our hook 'em earrings. Steph and I have matching earrings, so we'll take a picture and put it on socials. But
I am not wearing
She's
hook 'em
already talking smack for a year away.
You got to.
We love it.
Okay, I want to show you on TransGuide though, because there are some areas of drizzle out there and mist. This is 281 at 410. There we go, 281 at Thousand Oaks. You can see the drizzle and mist accumulating there on the camera. We also have to be careful because again, there are some slick spots out there, so just use caution. The good news is the drizzle is going to be moving out here soon, I think in time for the afternoon commute. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Authority radar. You can see we've got this drizzle here. I turned up the intensity of the radar so that you could see this. Drizzle is always a little difficult to see on the radar, but you can clearly see a swath of drizzle. It's moving out of San Antonio, but Seguin, Lavernia, New Braunfels, Luling, Gonzales, you are seeing some of this drizzle right now. That is kind of like sucking in the cold. It really does feel very chilly out there today. And as we look at the satellite imagery, we can see pretty drastic difference depending on where you live. It is pretty sunny out near Del Rio and in Eagle Pass. We're even starting to see breaks in the cloud cover moving into the Alamo City. But for the rest of the day today in San Antonio, we're going to stay cold. I think we'll only reach a high of 50 degrees. Meanwhile, out near Del Rio, because it's going to be sunny for the remainder of the afternoon, temperatures in the 60s. Today's high of 50 degrees will be the coldest day since February 22nd, 282 days ago. So I hope you were able to shake off the dust on those coats. You'll kind of want them for most of the upcoming week. Now for the rest of the day, drizzle will taper off and will stay fairly cloudy. This evening though, skies are going to clear gradually, but we are going to see gradually clearing skies. It'll be very cold near 43 at midnight, and with skies somewhat clearing and the dry air, we're going to be cold to start our Tuesday. I'm showing you a look at tomorrow morning's lows because depending on where you live, you could be seeing a freeze. Not in the city of San Antonio. San Antonio will be above freezing. But you go up into the hill country, Bernie, Bulverde, Bandera, Comfort, Kerrville, a light freeze is expected for you tomorrow morning. Not that kind of freeze that makes you need to cover up pipes or anything like that, but the kind of light freeze that if you have potted plants outside, you might consider covering those or bringing them in. Now take a look at the temperature trend over the next 5 days. So a cold start tomorrow, a high of 60, not too bad tomorrow. A cold start on Wednesday and a high of 64. You'll definitely still want the light jacket over the next couple of days in the afternoon. In the morning, definitely grab those winter coats. And then a cold front moves through. Another cold front moves through on Thursday. This front brings temperatures only in the 40s all day long on Thursday. So Thursday is going to be a blustery day. Friday is going to be chilly. Take a look at temperatures across the nation. We're really socked into cold other than Florida. Florida's doing its Florida thing. But you look out toward Canada and you can see just how cold the next air mass is that's going to be heading our way. Temperatures well below zero, 23 below in Lupin, and that's going to be pulled south in the form of a cold front. And again, that cold front will move through on Thursday. Notice in the rainfall trend here, the futurecast, that most of the rain will be south and east of San Antonio. As far as rainfall amounts go, don't expect much with Thursday's rain. I think around San Antonio, we really could only have perhaps up to about a quarter of an inch of rainfall out near San Antonio, and for Houston and Galveston, perhaps up to 2 to 4 inches of rain. But it is going to be pretty hard for us to see anything substantial with that front moving through on Thursday. So we've lowered rain chances 40%, but look at the weekend. The weekend looks great for the inaugural San Antonio Marathon. Hey, coming up, we're going to take a look at what we typically see during the month of December.
When Santa is not at his workshop, he's setting some time aside to take pictures with you. Right now on KSAT.com, we have a full list of where you can catch Santa and get some family pictures taken.
So some locations do require making a reservation, so just make sure to call ahead before taking that trip.
Well, it's the season of giving, and the Salvation Army of San Antonio is asking our community to come together.
They have launched their Red Kettle campaign again, helping provide Christmas meals and also year-round support for those in need. So donations are used to fight poverty, homelessness, addiction, and provide food, shelter, job training, and also disaster relief.
So next time you hear those bells ring, consider making a donation. You can scan the QR code on your screen now to learn more and get involved. Well, it might cost you more to buy a Christmas tree this holiday season. The American Christmas Tree Association says tariffs are driving up the price of artificial trees specifically. That's why more people are choosing to go all natural and get a real tree from a local vendor this year.
So according to the Real Christmas Tree Board, 84% of tree growers are not raising prices this year. So that's despite some tough growing seasons and increased overhead cost. More than 80% of artificial Christmas trees are made in China.
A new report alleges a war crime linked to the Trump administration. Will break down the claims, the denials, and what it means next.
Dozens of new Texas laws are going to go into effect just in a few days. We're going to look ahead to which ones and what they mean for you. Well, early voting began today for the city of Cibolo runoff election.
Early voting lasts all week from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then next Monday and Tuesday as well. The main voting location is in the Guadalupe County Elections Office, but there are other early voting locations as well. You can look them up online, but one of those includes the Cibolo Fire Station, number 2.
Well, in just 3 days, dozens of new laws and measures will take place in Texas.
While some are still tied up in court, like the battle surrounding the new congressional voting maps, others were given the green light. So here's a few you may want to know about.
As the Texas Tribune reports, starting this Thursday, December 4th, House Bill 7 will let private citizens sue anyone who manufactures or distributes abortion drugs to or from Texas. However, people who take the drugs cannot be sued.
House Bill 8 will replace the state of Texas assessments of academic readiness, or STAR tests, with 3 shorter tests throughout the school year.
Now, Senate Bill 8 from the second special session will restrict which private spaces transgender people can use in public buildings based on their sex assigned at birth.
And lastly, Senate Bill 11 will shield trafficking victims from prosecution for certain crimes they committed under their trafficker's force, fraud, or coercion.
So to read more about these laws, you can head over to KSAT.com and you can search New Texas Laws.
A new report alleges the Trump administration may have crossed a line, with some lawmakers calling it a war crime. The claims focus on a second airstrike ordered on a vessel in the Caribbean. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth denies these allegations.
However, the Washington Post says Hegseth ordered U.S. forces to kill everyone on board a boat suspected of drug smuggling. So ABC's Christian Cordero has the latest from Washington.
Today, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is facing new scrutiny over a report that alleges a military operation in the Caribbean may have violated international law. According to the Washington Post, Hegseth ordered military troops to kill everyone on board an alleged drug boat off the coast of Venezuela. It happened on September 2nd. The Trump administration shared this video showing the boat it claims was smuggling drugs to the U.S., though they haven't provided any evidence of the alleged crimes. The Washington Post reports a first strike left 2 survivors hanging onto the wreckage, prompting the commander overseeing the attack to order a second airstrike meant to comply with Hegseth's order to leave no survivors. Hegseth calls the report fabricated, insisting the strikes are lawful and that they target designated terrorist organizations. ABC News has not confirmed the Washington Post reporting. President Trump says he doesn't know the details of the orders, but says he would not have wanted a second strike.
We'll look into it, but no, I wouldn't have wanted that, not a second strike. The first strike was very lethal, it was fine, and if there were 2 people around, but Pete said that didn't happen.
Does that make you?
I have great confidence in it.
On Capitol Hill, several lawmakers from both parties are demanding answers.
This rises to the level of a war crime if it's true.
Obviously, if that occurred, that would be very serious, and I agree that would be an illegal act.
But legal questions remain.
Assume that there was some sort of war crime. Who's going to enforce it? DOJ is not going to enforce it. I'd be very surprised if a military court would enforce it.
A bipartisan group from both the House and Senate Armed Services Committees vowed to gather their own facts as to what happened. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Supreme Court will take on a billion-dollar case about online piracy today.
So justices will hear a dispute over peer-to-peer file sharing like BitTorrent. Record labels argue that internet providers should be held responsible when customers download pirated music. A jury already ordered Cox Communications to pay $1 billion for widespread copyright infringement. But Cox says that holding providers liable would turn them into the internet police and could lead to millions of customers losing service.
Big tech companies like Google and X are supporting the providers. The court's decision could change how copyright law applies to file sharing and may even affect future technologies like AI.
Out there with live cam again. Interesting week. It really feels like December, at least this first part of the week. Sarah.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, it's colder than what we usually see in December. So a chilly start to the month. What do we usually see in December? Here's a look at our climatological averages. Usually on December 1st, the average high is 67. By the end of the year, on New Year's Eve, we end up with an average high of about 63. Generally, our mornings are in the 40s. Of course, we do get lots of cold fronts in December too, so things can be a lot colder as we are experiencing today. Usually in the month, we see about 2 inches of rain on average. All right, as we take a look at satellite and temperatures, we do have areas of mist and drizzle around San Antonio. It's 44 degrees. Take a look out toward Houston. That's where the main batch of rain is. But out toward Del Rio, skies are clearing. And so we are going to be watching as the skies clear from west to east over the next several hours. As we take a look at our highs today, we'll be near 50 degrees just this afternoon. Temperatures will warm only a couple of degrees from where they're at right now. And the closer you are out west, the warmer you'll be because of a little bit of extra sunshine closer to sunset. So it is going to be a cold day here, but tomorrow we will have much more sun and it'll be warmer. So if you're not a fan of the chilly weather, tomorrow is going to be a nice day. Thursday, though, we do expect another cold front that'll send our mornings and our afternoons in the 40s. And by the weekend, though, and it's a big weekend because we've got the San Antonio Marathon. It'll be warmer and pleasant. Hey, coming up, we're going to take a look at the pollen count and a pesky pollen that returns often in December. Details soon.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, 2 families are starting their week recovering from a house fire. San Antonio firefighters say that 10 people and 3 dogs escaped safely, but 1 dog did not survive. That fire started around 6 last night under a carport at a home on San Luis Street near South Zarzamora. Firefighters say that winds made it challenging to put the fire out, and the flames managed to spread both routes. So investigators are still trying to determine how this fire started.
And investigators are trying to figure out what sparked another house fire near Uvalde that killed 2 people early Sunday morning. Fire happened around 1:30 a.m. along County Road 372, that's east of Uvalde. The Uvalde Fire Department found 2 people inside that home. They were both pronounced dead at the scene. We are still working to learn the names of those 2 people and what caused that fire.
And check out this car damage. A car crash this morning sent a 30-year-old man to the hospital. As you can see there, fire crews had to cut the roof off of his car. San Antonio police say this happened just before 2:30 in the morning on Cincinnati Avenue near I-10. Now, the man's legs were trapped under the dash, but firefighters were able to rescue him out, and he was taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
The city of Spring outside of Houston, we're hearing about a Thanksgiving Day rescue in the Woodlands. A 12-year-old girl was digging a hole on a sandbar when the sand gave way, trapping her. Luckily, her dad quickly cleared the sand around her face so she could keep breathing until help arrived. Firefighters and rescue teams from 4 different agencies worked together to free her. The girl was not hurt and was cleared by medics before going home with her parents. Gas prices are dropping nationwide, the lowest in 4 years. What's driving the drop and what it means for your wallet?
Plus, the holiday season, don't fall for scams. Still ahead, I'm going to tell you about one woman's smart move that saved her thousands.
And millions could lose food benefits under new work rules. After the break, what this means for families and when those changes could hit. Millions of SNAP food benefit recipients may soon have to follow new work rules to keep getting help. That's because the so-called Big Beautiful Bill now requires at least 80 hours of activity each month for a much wider group of people. A Congressional Budget Office report says this could mean about 2.4 million fewer people getting benefits each month. States are reporting confusion, rushed timelines, and technology issues that make it difficult to put the new rules in place. Because of this, some people could lose food aid as early as January. State officials say the full effect won't be clear until recipients reach their next recertification deadlines.
Well, many Americans are paying less to fill up their tanks. As of November 29th, the national average for a gallon of gas was $2.99. So that is the lowest it has been in 4 years. That's according to Gas Buddy's online tracker. In fact, all 50 states saw a drop in gas prices last week, which was Gas Buddy says is pretty rare. So experts point to a few reasons for the decline, which is lower crude oil prices, record oil production here in the U.S., and also better refinery output.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look outside at the airport because we have had some areas of mist. But as you can see, we've actually seen improvement on that camera. At the start of the show here at 12 o'clock, really, that area was locked into mist. That mist is working its way out of the city, but it is still chilly. We're seeing some mist near Seguin, Stockdale, Lavernia, and Gonzales. This is not going to help the aquifer. It's so light. But the aquifer is down 0.2 of a foot over the last 24 hours. We've got mold still high in the pollen count, but it is December. And guess what December kicks off? Mountain cedar season. No mountain cedar yet in our pollen count, but it's right around the corner. Just wanted to give you a heads up there. I also want to give you a heads up about the possibility of some more rain on the way. I'll have those details soon.
Well, KSAT Community is working to save you some extra headaches this holiday season. On Wednesday, some experts from RBFCU and the Better Business Bureau will be here at KSAT for a town hall to share how to protect yourself from scams and how to recover from them. So we talked to one woman who made the right move and ultimately protected herself from being out more than $1,000. Tony tells us she and her husband love to travel, so when they got the call about a type of travel that they had booked in the past, they wanted to try it again. But when they tried to book it, something didn't seem right.
When we tried to actually book the travel and then get in touch with someone, that's when it started to become a little bit difficult.
They were first told to go online and to fill out the dates that they wanted, and they didn't get a response for a while until they finally got a text message, which was their first red flag. A woman named Gabriella texted that she would help book the trip through text message only.
That was kind of like my first red flag, because businesses don't normally send text messages or operate through text messaging.
However, Tony did contact customer service only to find out from their booking representative that they didn't have the exact dates or the exact package that they initially paid for. And the representative started talking about additional fees. So Tony asked for a refund, which the representative refused. That's when Tony reached out to her credit card company, and after an investigation, she got her money back.
It was very frustrating. It took a lot of time, and I was so upset. I was like, I'm going to report these people. So that's why I went to the Better Business Bureau and wrote up a little thing on them. I think that was probably the first time I've ever did something like that, because I wanted people to be aware and people to know of what's going on out here.
And we want to thank Tony for sharing her story here. Now, she says if it weren't for her credit card company, she would have lost more than $1,500. In fact, that is one tip that the San Antonio Better Business Bureau shares on their website, to pay with a credit card because it's easier to dispute fraudulent charges later. And you can learn more about protecting yourself and recovering from scams during our KSAT Community Town Hall that's happening this Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Already, guys, it's cold outside.
It's very cold.
cold.
Are you sure you don't need a sweatshirt? You have one right there.
No, she's referring to the UT
Texas
sweatshirt that I had to wear in the last half hour. No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good with my
I'm just
dress.
watching out for you.
Thank you. Hey, but seriously, it is cold outside. It might be hard to realize, though, that this past fall, the 3 months, we're our third warmest fall on record. Our third warmest fall on record. Yeah, let's take a look at that. So we classify fall as the months of September, October, and November. And records for San Antonio, temperature records, have been kept since 1885. Last year, we had our warmest fall on record ever. And just this past fall tops the top 5. It is now the third hottest fall on record for the Alamo City, behind 1931 and last year. Again, records taken since 1885. As we take a look at the satellite picture here, you can see that we're starting to see some clearing out west. So Del Rio's enjoying some sunshine. Rock Springs, you're about to enjoy some sunshine here. And that clearing line will be approaching the Kerrville area, maybe not before sunset, but we are going to be looking at clearing skies in the overnight hours, at least around San Antonio. So when we look at current temperatures, you can see that it is a little bit warmer out near Eagle Pass and Del Rio, where they have got some sun. We're still locked in the 40s. We do have areas of mist and drizzle, but that's pushing off to the east as we speak. So for the remainder of the day, yes, some drizzle there. We'll be looking at a high temperature right near 50 degrees. And then this evening, we're going to be mostly cloudy, but skies will eventually clear overnight, and temperatures will fall into the 30s by sunrise tomorrow. In fact, there are going to be some neighborhoods that see a freeze, mainly if you're in the hill country. A light freeze is possible for areas like Kerrville, perhaps even Bernie, Fredericksburg, Rock Springs, and Junction. Meanwhile, it will stay above freezing around San Antonio, but still is going to be cold. Temperatures in the mid to upper 30s early tomorrow morning. But despite the cold start, tomorrow's going to be a lovely day. We're going to see plenty of sunshine tomorrow, mostly sunny in the afternoon and a high of 60. So still cool enough to where you'll want the jacket, but it is going to be a lot nicer than today. But that nice weather is kind of going to be short-lived, because we will be a little bit warmer on Wednesday, but then by Thursday, look at that. Cold front moves through and drops our highs into the 40s. At least the weekend looks nice, right? But let's talk about that rain chance and the colder weather arriving on Thursday. As we take a look at current temperatures, it is very cold across the middle tier of the United States. In fact, up in Canada, you can see the source of our cold air. The next cold front arriving on Thursday, it's 23 below in Lupin in Canada, 13 below at Churchill. That's the core of that cold air that's going to be pulled south by this low pressure system. We're not going to get that cold, but we are going to be looking at temperatures only in the 40s on Thursday. And with that front arriving, I do think we'll have some areas of rain. Now it's really going to be light and it's not going to accumulate too much, so it's not going to help us out as far as the drought is concerned. But some showers could be with us Thursday night into early Friday. So we'll be looking at a big drop in temperatures on Thursday. Again, I don't anticipate a freeze in San Antonio tonight. As we take a look at the weekend, though, much nicer weather over the weekend. A lot of people planning their weekend already, and it is going to be sunny, perfect, temperatures in the 60s. Good running weather for the San Antonio Marathon. So far, a chilly start and comfortable in the afternoon with temperatures in the 60s.
That's perfect weather. We'll take it. Thank you, Sarah. And the city of San Antonio wants to hear from you about ways to make the San Antonio Riverwalk even better. So after the break, we're going to explain how you can make your voices heard.
Well, we all know the Riverwalk is one of San Antonio's greatest jewels, but the city needs your help to make it shine even brighter. The city has launched a survey asking what changes they'd like to see in and around the Riverwalk. If you want to share your ideas, just visit saspeakup.com/Riverwalk or scan the QR code on your screen. The survey is open through January 31st. Or if you plan to visit the Riverwalk anytime soon, there are QR codes, signs all along the Riverwalk as well.
Well, a gift for all the book lovers in your life. The San Antonio Public Library is offering a limited time package that you can give for the holidays. So you can get a special library card, stickers, and more for a special someone by any visiting location. So the best part, it's all free and you can grab up to 5 cards for the loved ones while supplies last. As a reminder, SAPL offers over 200,000 e-books and audiobooks as well as access to free events for all ages.